Genuine question. Do you want to live your life like your parents? Because I'll describe your parents right now. Both of them are probably overweight. They're probably in a job that they don't like going to at all. You know, maybe they're an engineer. They're in a good place, right? Maybe they're earning 100K, 80K a year. But they don't like their job. They're probably on their second divorce. 2 wives or 2 husbands that didn't work out before. They probably argue every other weekend. Hear them screaming for something. You don't even know what it is. Do you want to end up in that position? Probably not. So why do you listen to your parents? Because real talk, why are you taking relationship advice on how to treat other women from someone who's on their second divorce? Why are you taking money advice from someone who only makes 100, 200K a year when you want to make millions? Does this make any sense? And yet, every single person who says they want to reach their dreams, they want to get somewhere big, they still listen to their parents. Your parents will not help you get there. That's like the number one rule of teachers. The only reason you'd go to someone for something is if they've done it themselves. You will not go to a fat fitness instructor. So here's the question I kind of want to ask you, and I'll pose it through this entire video. Are you going to die to your parents' dreams 80 years from now, maybe 70 years from now, or your own dreams? Because either you can die to your mother or your father. You can die to what John thinks of you. You can die to what Jack thinks of you. Or you can die to what you want to do. So keep that in mind. Who do you want to die to? Because I'm going to explain right now how your parents are actually making you worse. Every single day, they're in your mind telling you, do this, do that, do that. And you probably don't believe me right now because you think, you think on your own. You got everything by yourself, right? I'll give you a little example. When I was younger, whenever I wanted to get something or wanted to get out of something, I tried to act weak. So there's this, I absolutely hated eating food. Like my mom would force it down my mouth. Like I just hated food. So there's this one time I remember, I faked being sick. I faked being, I was so weak, I was so tired, and I can't eat anymore. Please stop, mom. Please, no, I can't eat anymore. She's like, okay, here, I'll put you to bed. Like, it's all right. And it worked. It worked. So then the next week, I tried it again. Oh, yeah, I don't feel good. I feel kind of sick. Like, please, can we go to bed now and to sleep during dinner? And she's like, okay, it's all right. Come here, go to sleep. It's all right. And twice it's already worked. And now, just 2 weeks ago, literally, this is 10 years ago. I'm talking about a story 10 years ago. Now I'm 16. Just 2 weeks ago, I caught myself. My mom told me, oh, here, I brought something for you. It's nice. I got halfway through and it was all right, but I didn't want to hurt her. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm feeling kind of weak. I'm kind of tired. Like, I don't want to eat this. And she's like, it's okay. It's all right. Don't eat it. Go to sleep now. Something I learned 10 years ago, and no one would expect that of me. I'm like the hardest guy out there. Like, I would not take weakness for anything. And it's me acting weak with this little food. Oh, I can't eat it. Oh, I feel kind of sick. How many of those are in my life? That scared me. Just because of something my parents did to me, because of my young conditioning. That is real conditioning right there. Something that is hard to find and break. And so the question here is, what beliefs do you have? What voices do you have in your mind right now that are controlling most of your life? And most people don't know this. It's usually their parents, one of their friends, or some mentor. And usually the mentors are the best. But most of the time, even if you believe it's a mentor right now, it's probably your parents or your friends. So this is kind of the role model dilemma, right? Because for the first 15 to 14 years of our life, we listen to our parents, right? And what they say works. They say, okay, don't go to that stranger. Don't talk to these type of people. And right, all that advice works. Right? So we expect, okay, the advice they give us in the future, that'll probably work too. This is kind of the empiricism effect. So if it's worked in the past, if you believe them in the past, it'll probably work in the future as well. But the problem is, you only reach a certain point while still believing them. So if they tell you, avoid a stranger, don't talk to these type of people, and then you get a little older and you start talking to strangers and you realize strangers are the nicest people out there. I talk to strangers literally now every day. My mom told me don't talk to them, you don't know what they'll do to you. Kids get kidnapped all the time. In our neighborhood, we had a murder happen, like literally behind us. And it's just like, Now I talk to strangers like every other day in saunas, just outside randomly. I'm flirting with like the Baskin Robbins employee, right? All that kind of stuff. And so, was she wrong? Yeah, yeah, I can talk to strangers now. But most people can't talk to strangers. And that's one of the biggest reasons why. Because their parents told them don't talk to strangers. Why do you think everybody walks with a hard face? Oh, they give like a little glance to that little hot girl and then they walk away. It's not because your social skills are low, because your confidence are low. I'll tell you why that doesn't exist either. Confidence, social skills. You can easily get it right away. It's not because those are low. It's because it's beliefs in your mind that are telling you, oh, don't talk to strangers, don't talk to strangers. It's deep in there. You don't know it. You really have to go back and see it. Why did I get this habit? Why is this ingrained in me? So here's the idea, right? You got to go back and see what are the 2 to 3 voices in your mind right now that are controlling you the most. So I'll tell you what some parents tell you the most, right? They're like, okay, you got to go to school. You got to go to school. You got to go to college. Get a good degree. Then you can get a job. Then you can finally get rich. You can make money. Right. How much are you worth? Why are you telling me to make money? You're like on a mortgage. It's so obvious, but no one understands this. They're like, oh, listen to your parents. They're probably right most of the time. They're right until you're 15 or 16 when you have your own dreams. So the goal here, once you start growing up, you're not trying to learn any more from your parents. Matter of fact, you're trying to unlearn some of the things they taught you so you can break past it. The most common belief is you have to go to college to get rich. Not true at all. It worked in their generation. It will not work for us anymore. If you brought a boomer right now, like someone who's literally 80 plus, and you told him to give advice to someone who's like, I don't know, 16, like my age, I'd get a boomer to come tell me some advice to how to get rich. Let's say he's a millionaire. He would say, oh yeah, go into the oil business. Oil business? Bro, that was like a century ago. What is oil? Like, we got electric cars now. Is that someone you should listen to? He's basing what it takes to get rich off of his own empirical evidence, something that he's done in his own life. Is it wrong? Not necessarily. It worked for him. And it's not your parents' fault. It's not these people's fault. Keep that in mind. It's not their fault. They've just tried something that worked for them, and so they're passing it on to you. Oh, here, try this. This might work. This is especially true with like immigrant parents, because they say, oh yeah, go to college, get a good education. You'll end up somewhere good. That's because their college degree helped them get into the country. Quite literally. That's what happened with my parents, right? My mom had a degree in science from a university back in India. And you show that to like the people, they need like a proof of education, something of, okay, you're coming here to work, show me you can actually work. Here's the degree. Okay, come in the country. All of a sudden, millions of opportunities opened up. So what was she taught? Education is important. And now she's passing that on to me. I'm not saying education is bad. I think education is really important. But you need a reason for why you're going. And that strong reason can't be, oh, I want to become an engineer. You don't want to become an engineer. Your parents want you to become an engineer. And this is why I asked you the question at the start. Do you want to die to your parents' dreams, or do you want to die to your own? Because there's going to be a day, if you follow your parents, what they say, if you follow what everyone else says, you're going to wake up when you're 40 and you're going to be like, how did I end up here? You go back to when you were 15, 16, 17. Oh, my mom said go to college. Oh, she said become an engineer, but then I didn't want to be an engineer. Now I wasted 4 years. Oh, so now let me take another 10 to get into this other field. Oh, now I worked really hard. My body's off. Oh, now I have kids. Now I can't get out of it. This is how life turns out for most people. It's how it ends up for so many people, and it's so sad. Here's kind of what drills this point in, because I never understood this. You probably have insecurities right now. You know what they are. I'll tell you mine. My chest is literally deformed. I'll try to show it here. My chest right here is deformed. You see that? It's like split down the middle. That was like my biggest insecurity. But why do I have this insecurity? Right? The reason I had this insecurity is only because I had other people to compare it to. If my entire population was surrounded by people who had pectus carinatum, right? That's what this is called when your chest is split open. If the entire population I lived with just had this singular deformation, I would think it's normal. I wouldn't be insecure. Everybody else has it. If you did not have a nose, and you lived around all these people with noses, you'll be like, oh, I don't have a nose. But then everybody else has a. But what if you lived with people who did not have a nose at all? Why would you be insecure about it? That's exactly where you're at right now. There's this crossroads between, oh, should I go to college, right? Maybe this something I want to do, or is this something my parents want to do? And then you see all your friends following that path, and then you see everybody else going down that path. Your mom's telling you to do it, your dad's telling you to do it, your grandparents are saying, oh yeah, listen to your parents. You see your cousins going there, you see your friends going there. Why would you not go there? It's the simple concept. If you are the 5 people you surround yourself with, simple concept, but you can't apply it to this simple situation. You want to get rich, why do you listen to your parents? You want to be fit? Look at your parents. Look at the people around you. You just need to figure out where your insecurities come from. That's one big one, right? Is it because of Jackson? Is it because Jackson says, oh yeah, I got this, I got that, why don't you have it? I remember one time, I never had a PS4. My mom could never afford it. My parents could never afford it. I had a simple little Xbox 360 from 2009. And all my friends, they had PS4s in 2015, 2016. I was like, oh, I want a PS4. But why did I want a PS4? Because all my friends had it. And then I had to switch schools. None of my friends had PS4s. All had Xboxes. And then I was perfectly happy. Oh yeah, we all have Xboxes. Okay, cool. Perfect. Right now we can all play Xbox together. So, where are your insecurities right now? You probably know them. They're on the top of your head literally right now. I know mine, my chest, right? I can tell you another one. My skin is absolutely messed up. You can probably come closer. You can see it. Actually, you'll probably see it, right? My skin, I'm very insecure about it. Why? Because everybody around me has perfect skin. Literally, absolutely no bumps. I'm here, oh, another acne scar? Damn it, bro. Makes me insecure. You know what your insecurities are. Why do you have them? And then you start to own them. And this takes me to the next point. When I told you that social skills and confidence doesn't exist, most people, and this is kind of in the self-improvement space, they have to work on their cold approaches, right? Oh, I gotta go approach that girl. I gotta go learn how to do it. How do I get her to talk to me? How do I get this, right? And sure, you listen to these videos online. They tell you how to talk to someone, how to make them feel good. And you know what? I'll be honest. Most of them are right. Most of them do it right. But I maybe watched one. And I can tell you right now, I can go up to anyone and I can go get a phone number from a girl in 5 minutes. Yeah, I'm not insecure. Why would I be insecure? I have nothing to be insecure with. The only reason I would feel insecure is if I had no past evidence that I could talk to a girl. Everybody has past evidence of talking to a girl. Unless you're some absolute weirdo. You have a mother. You probably had that one person who sat beside you in school. You can talk to girls. It's not hard. You can talk to them. You can flirt with anyone. You know what flirting looks like. It's not hard. And yet, most people struggle to do that basic thing. I can go up to anyone, literally anyone, and just talk to them. You can do that too right now. What's stopping you? Oh, I gotta improve myself. I gotta get a bit more muscle. Oh, yeah, she's not even worth it. She's not. Oh, bro, I can't. I don't know how to speak. I'll, mess up. Yeah, you will. You just told yourself you will. Words are powerful. And most of these words come from your parents, once again, where it stems from. All your beliefs come from your friends, your parents. Whatever they do, you will be prone to doing. No matter how much self-improvement you've done, no matter how much introspection you've done, if you surround yourself with losers, you will become a loser. Very simple concept. It doesn't just apply to simple, oh yeah, they work out, I'll work out with them, right? It's where do they want to go? You probably want your entire life to be good, right? Who doesn't want to be fit and happy and confident and rich? Everybody wants that. But look at your friends. They might be fit. They might be in good shape. Do they have good social skills? Can they even approach a girl? Or are they just one of those with a hoodie on? They're always just working out literally 90% of the day. All they do is watch gym TikToks, right? And you're here, you want to get rich. You have broke friends. Sure, they're fit. Are they good friends? Are your standards high enough? And so, here's the thing. If you want to kind of build up this confidence of social skills, if you want to break your beliefs that your parents are holding against you, your friends are holding against you, start small. Because let's start with confidence, right? There was always a point in your life, every single time, that you were a leader. You can't tell me there's no point in your life you were not a leader. Maybe you told your mom this one time you were trying to go into a store. She's like, oh, I don't know if I should go to Dunkin' Donuts or if I should go to Starbucks. And you're like, come, let's go Dunkin' Donuts. She's like, okay. She follows you. You have evidence of being a leader. Maybe there was this one time in school, people were like, oh, I don't know if we should choose this group project or that one. And, who's doing what. And you kind of got up and you're like, okay, maybe we should do this one because of this and that and all that. Oh, yeah, you're right, Benit. Yeah, we should do that. More evidence of being a leader. You don't need to just go out there right now and start practicing cold approaching, I need to pretend to be a leader. It's not fake it till you make it. You've already made it. You just don't know it. It's in you. It's in there. You have evidence from the past that you can be fit. You have evidence that you can be confident. You just have so much evidence against it. Such as you being introverted. When you come to school, you always got your head down. You always keep replaying that in your mind. You're like, oh, I am like this. And then you just keep on doing that. So once you start seeing stuff from the past where you're like, oh yeah, I was confident here. I really pushed myself here. I'm a hard worker, right? Look at my workouts. I sleep well. I did it this night. Why can't I do it again? Once you start doing that, looking back into your past, you can literally achieve anything. Not everything at once, but you can do anything. Because you have evidence for all of it. You just need to sit down, look back, because no one can do that. It'll take you some time, but once you do it, you'll save so much effort. You won't have to waste your time cold approaching, because you know you've done it in kindergarten and grade 1 and grade 2. And that random time at Starbucks, I don't know. So, if you can find evidence against something, if you can break your parents' beliefs by saying, oh no, actually, I've seen people who have gotten rich without college. Oh, actually, I don't want to become an engineer. Because that's not the only path to get rich. I want to do this. They'll say, oh, no, look at your cousin, they'll try to bring you back. Your friends will try to bring you back. If you want to be different, you can't be doing what the ordinary are doing. This is why I literally stay at home nearly the entire day. Because extraordinary people, and I read this from Jeff Bezos, extraordinary people are built in solitude. Ordinary people are built in socialism. Not the like government socialism, not like communism. I mean like socialized. When you go to school, you're socialized. Everybody knows most of the time when you're in school, you're not learning. You're being socialized half the time. You're being taught to listen. You're being taught to listen, not learn. And you apply that on your parents, and you just listen, and you follow through with what they do. So I want you to go right now. Firstly, find evidence for what you want to become. Whether it's confident, you have social skills, anything, right? You're fit. I have evidence that I am fit. Nobody can come up to me right now and say I'm fat. Like, pull up my shirt. Do I look fat to you? What's your body fat percentage? Loser. Right? So if you can find evidence for saying, oh yeah, my body fat's lower than the national average, which is like, I don't know, probably 30%, you're fit. Now you can get more in shape. Go back and see which beliefs you have right now that you think will stop you from getting where you want to be. If you want to be rich, is it really college that'll get you there? Genuinely, right? And this is hard for some people to break past. This is probably the hardest thing to break past. To deny your parents someone who you've listened to 16, 17 years, and all of a sudden try to have your own thoughts. It's hard to find what you want to do. It's even harder to execute it. But once you do, I guarantee you it'll be so worth it. My mom never wanted me to work out. She's tried everything she can to stop me from working out. She's canceled my gym membership. She's taken away my weights. She's told me, oh, follow this schedule. You can't work out. Every single time I've defied her. I've built the best physique, I think, or one of the best physiques in my school. No joke. They might be right in some scenarios, but in others, you have to really think it through. Where do your beliefs come from and why? And break them. Destroy them with something that you actually want. So good luck with that.